What a great job. He's created $1 trillion value. Look at him over. He's jumping. Smart guy. During my first term, I was offered, sounds like a lot of money, but it's very little compared to what, less than $100 billion to buy Fannie and Freddie. And I said, nope, I don't want to sell it. Don't sell it. They wanted to sell it so badly. And now it's worth over $1 trillion. If I would have sold, I would have felt like a schmuck, to be honest. It's worth over $1 trillion. What is it, about $1 trillion now? Huh? He says higher. Now we could have sold it. We could have given it away for nothing, or practically nothing. So I directed Fannie and Freddie to buy 200, that's Bill, $200 billion in mortgage bonds, bringing interest rates plummeting down.
Hey, get out of this.
Under Sleepy Joe and 6% even lower. And don't forget, we had a hostile Fed. We had a guy, too late. We call him too late. He's too late with interest reductions. Jerome Too Late Powell. We had I haven't figured out, is he a bad guy or a dumb guy? But it doesn't matter. The end result, it's either dumb, bad, maybe it's a combination.
That's a good point.
But in any event, because
Look at
we've we've done great considering that we're fighting. Now we have a great Federal Reserve chair coming in, and he's going to be fantastic. Kevin Warsh.
no tax on Social Security.
We reduced
Wow.
the annual cost of the typical
In the Villages, Florida, he's right here, an hour away.
year after decades of other
They
countries
should have went.
and plundering our wealth, taking advantage of our country like we're a bunch of fools. Thanks to our strong policy on tariffs, I love those tariffs. We cut our gaping trade deficit by 55% this year alone. So we had a trade deficit with massive when I took over. And if you cut it by 1%, 2%, we're considered like a genius. I cut it by 55%. The next year is
All right.
and that's despite the Supreme Court making me do the tariffs a different way. I cannot believe they did that, but they did it. They shouldn't have done that, but it doesn't matter. I'm doing it a different way, a little more work, a little more time. Take back 159 billion of the money that you got in. But we're doing it. It's actually very solid. It's 100% can't be challenged. And we informed the very beautiful country of Germany that because of the fact that they and other European nations have not adhered to our trade deal, they haven't adhered to our trade deal. We have a trade deal that Scott and me and Howard, all our great people, Jameson, we all did a great trade deal, but the European Union has not adhered to it. So we've increased the tariffs on all cars coming into the United States by 25% and trucks. Knowing that if Mercedes and BMW and the truck companies and all of the people out there that sent stuff in and didn't pay anything for years, they ripped us off. They took our jobs away from us. Not anymore. It's the opposite. They're all coming back. Factories are pouring back into our country, but they're all coming back. But we informed them that we're going to charge them, we're going to increase their tariff to 25%, knowing that if they build their plants in the United States, there is no tariff. They have to hire great American workers, and there is no tariff. Think of it. And we manage now, we are now building AI plants all over everything. So we have part of that $18 trillion, but we have more construction going on and what they call plant and equipment than we've ever had before, and car plants. We had a period of time that for 25 years we didn't build one plant. They took our car industry away. It went to Germany, Japan, Mexico, Canada. It went to the European Union like crazy. Germany, think of it. It went to the European Union. We went for a period of almost 30 years with barely building a plant. Now we're building
Nails.
plants for cars and trucks than we've ever built in the history of our country.
Gonna get
Because they don't want to pay tariffs. Very simple. Very simple. They don't want to pay tariffs. If you don't want to pay tariffs, that's fine. Build your plant here. Build it in Florida. I don't think of you too much as you don't need the cars. Build it in Florida. I'll be any place in the United States is okay with me, but they're building them all over our country. We added 186,000 private sector jobs in March. Jobless claims just hit the lowest level since 1969. Think of a jobless claim. So since 1969, the lowest level
No,
since 1969, and more Americans are working today, as I said, than at any time in the history of our country by far. It's not even close. And with our no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, no tax on Social Security, we're doing something that has never been done. The consumer, which is you have more money to spend than you have in many, many decades. Very importantly, for our great seniors, we are, I hate to mention this is so negative, schools, the estate tax, because nobody
stop
in
it.
this room will ever die. But just in case if you have children that you love, it's very important. If you don't love your children, then it doesn't matter too much or cares. Oh, I know
Well,
some that won't leave their kids. They hate their kids, but these are bad people. They're usually very wealthy too. I don't know what that's all about. But we have no inheritance tax. We have no death tax.
that's a great plan.
For small farmers, medium-sized farmers, they call land rich cash poor. You know, that beautiful land that's very valuable, but they don't make tremendous income. And they die, they leave it to their children. Their children go out to the local banker